I've spent a lot of time around the fitness industry and within the fitness industry, and from conditioning to strength training to flexibility to endurance work, many different kinds of things. Athletes to lay people to fat to thin to old to young to all kinds of things. Now, the difference between a professional athlete and everybody else is dedication and commitment. It's doing the groundwork. It's doing the stuff that people call boring and arduous and trivial. That's the difference between a professional athlete and lay people. These guys do all those little things that everybody else doesn't want to do. While everybody is getting entertained, you see, watching these athletes on TV, these guys train. That's the difference. See, while everybody wants to have fun, these guys are training. You see, they train. And that's the main difference, is the ability to do things that other people consider useless or boring or a waste of time. I don't want to do that. It's too hard. You know, it's like this. Oh, blah blah blah. I don't feel like doing that. Oh, I'm in pain. Oh, I'm this. See, and they have another thing, is a high tolerance for pain. The ability to push themselves beyond their limitations. See, that's why you train. You see, is to be able to push yourself beyond your limitations. See, for a period of time. Most people want to baby themselves. You see, and I've got this problem, I've got that problem, and they have whole industries behind them that tell them they've got problems that are not really problems, but they're just problems because they justify you not doing anything and other people making money off you, and then you having no money and having no time. You see, because your time is all gone in paying bills. So you've got to simplify your life in order to make some time for yourself. You see, stop wanting what everybody else wants so that you can focus on a different kind of training that I'm going to tell you. You see, this training for athletics, it can be training for anything. It can be training for becoming whatever it is in life, a builder, a carpenter, corporate exec, whatever. You spend your time doing those things. There's some people who are fascinated by accounting. You see, there's some people who are fascinated by financial equations. You know, there's some people who are fascinated by architecture and building. You see, and so they spend their time and devotion. And the difference between those that are professional in those things and everybody else is the same thing. They're willing to do things that other people don't want to do. They're willing to do things that other people will consider boring, or try and get somebody else to do for them. Now the problem is, in a society of middlemen, or people that say they're doing your work for you, they're not really doing your work for you, many of them. And if they do, they charge you so much money that you have less and less time, because you've got to pay these people. You see? So the truth is, my friends, I say this because it's symbolic. You see, we've got to train ourselves in the gym of the Lord. What do I mean by the gym? I don't mean the gym that people go to. The gym of the Lord is the temple of the Lord, my friends. You are the temple of the Lord. And Jesus wants to dwell within your heart. You see, which is the throne of the temple of God. You see, now the training that we do here is different. You don't lift physical weights, you lift spiritual ones. You see, First you learn to lift them up, for you, in your own life. You see? And then you can guide people through your own lifting of weights in your own life, other people. You see? Because you are doing it yourself. You are training yourself. How do you do that? You spend time in prayer. You get guidance on how to do things, what must be done. Then there are other guidelines, such as keeping the commandments of Jesus Christ, you see, which you try and do in spirit. You see? And you keep them. Keep His sayings in your heart. You see? You remember them. If it's a place you're going to lie, don't lie. If it's a place you're going to tempted for adultery, run away from it. If it's a place that's telling you, you've got to take a bribe, then you got to go away from that. If it's a place that tells you, you got to do this and that, then don't do it if it's breaking the commandments of Jesus Christ. You see? So, that's what it is. And then after you begin to be faithful in those things, then someone will come to you and tell you, hey, my friend, did you ever think about doing this? Who is that somebody? It's the Spirit of God. You see? But first, like in the gym, if you see people, first you have to see if they have commitment, if they have desire, if they have dedication. Many times I've gone up to people because I'm a trainer, and I see that this person, I watch them for a long period of time, and I see over time that this person is serious. See, that's the other thing that's different between professional athletes or any professional, is the level of seriousness. You see? Most people just want to play around. You see, athletes can't just play around. They have fun in working hard. You see, they have fun in taking things seriously. In concentrating in what they're doing, in dedication, in focus, in working on their weaknesses. That's another thing. You work on your weaknesses, not on your strengths. On your weaknesses, because you'll be attacked on your weaknesses. You see? So hard work will expose your weaknesses, and then you have the luxury of overcoming them. You see, in our case, with the help of the Spirit of God. You see? Now people don't understand this stuff. They think they can just sit around and, many people will hire a trainer and they just pay him and screw around. And I'm the kind of guy, I'm not after your money. I tell you, hey, you're wasting time. You're not really, you're not making too much progress. See? And then people want instantaneous results. They do it for 1 week and then, I can't do it. If you look at athletes, the professionals, they've been doing it their whole life. That's why they're on that level. We do it for 2 weeks and then you think you've done something. And we are told by the whole world, the corporate structure, that, you're working so hard, you're in pain, no, that's not right, you shouldn't do that. You need to go to the program that tells you need to do 2 minutes a day and sit in a rocking chair at the same time and have a shake in one hand. You see? A chocolate shake in one hand. And a feather dumbbell in the other hand, and that's working out. My friends, don't believe all these lies that you're hearing. See, that's not what it takes. We should not feel sorry for ourselves like that, and start babying ourselves, and then paying people to tell us there's something wrong with you. You see, we've got to get up there. Faith is all about a certain amount of risk, but God is watching. See, so we've got to go and we've got to lift these weights in our own lives. We try, we fail, we try, we fail, we keep trying. We ask God for strength. See, we need to spend time with Him. That's why it's so important to spend time with Him, which is the most integral part of the training. Be filled with His strength. He imbues His righteousness within us when we spend time with Him to overcome things. You see? It's like spending time in the fire. It's only when you spend time in the fire when you are warmed. You see? And then you can go out in the cold and you're still warm, because that fire lives within you. The heat is still in you. It doesn't dissipate immediately. But then when you start getting cold, you gotta go back. You see? And then you're able to do your work. You're able to overcome things. Otherwise, you start worrying about, oh, I'm cold, I'm suffering, I can't do. In the end, you won't be able to do anything for God. You see? So we've got to train ourselves up, my friends, in the temple of the Lord, by prayer, by seeking the Lord, by waiting on Him, by listening to Him, and by being obedient to Him, by keeping His commandments. You see? One day the Spirit of God will come and tell you, hey, I want you to do this, if you are faithful in the little things. See? And that's why, let's not be like the masses of people. You see? Especially the masses of Christians, call themselves Christians. And let's be like the few. Those on the narrow way, my friends. Those that work hard. Those that are willing to suffer.